Even after more than 12 years of trading, relying on my discipline can still fail me. And it's because one of the biggest pieces of advice in trading is a lie. The idea that you just need more discipline. It's a lie designed to make you blame yourself for every loss. It's the exact reason I blew up my first account in just 3 months. But here's what I learned on that long, hard road from that failure to quitting my banking job. You don't need more discipline. You need a system so simple that discipline becomes automatic. In this video, I'm going to give you my 5-rule discipline bypass framework that will give you that system. You will finally achieve consistent execution even if you are convinced that you are not a disciplined person. We will cover the pre-flight checklist method, the pre-surrender rule, the disciplined cage, the 24-hour quarantine rule, and the execution-only mandate. The biggest difference between a professional trader and a beginner is not a secret indicator. It's a tool that pilots with thousands of flight hours still use before every single takeoff. And when I started using it, most of my unforced trading errors were cut out almost overnight. You see, under pressure, our brains are wired to fail us. We forget things, we get emotional, we cut corners, and a pilot knows this. That's why they use a physical checklist every single time. They don't rely on memory because when the stakes are high, your memory is the first thing to fail. And we all fall into this trap. A trader relying on memory might think something like this.
Okay, the trend looks good. The level is decent, and that's a pin bar. Close enough. I am getting into this trade.
Several months ago, I was at a funeral, completely distracted and drained. But I saw an entry set up on the Nasdaq, and I took it. And it was only 3 days later that I realized I had broken one of my own core rules. That is, never re-enter a market right after a loss. I had totally forgotten it. And it was a costly mistake that drained my account. All because I relied on my memory when my mind was elsewhere. Now, imagine that same trader, but this time with a system. Their thinking changes completely. Trend, check. Key level, check. Signal, check. Risk is 1%. Check. I'm clear for takeoff. This is where you use rule number 1, the pre-flight checklist method. It's a simple process to get your plan out of your head and into the real world so that you can start trading like a pilot. Here's the 3-step process to build it. First, script your rules. Open a document. Write down your exact non-negotiable rules for a trade. This must include the trend, the level, the entry signal, your risk management, and your exit plan. Be brutally specific. Second, make it physical. Print this document out. Place it directly beside your laptop. It can't be just a file on your computer. It needs to be a physical object that you can see and touch. And third, point and confirm. Before you ever click the mouse, you must physically point out to each rule on the paper and confirm that the setup on your screen meets every single one with no exceptions. This simple act bypasses your unreliable memory and your emotions entirely. You stop trading from your gut and start executing a professional procedure. So that checklist is a brilliant tool for executing your system flawlessly. But have you ever had that nagging feeling? What if the real problem is not your execution, but a hidden flaw in your trading system itself? That exact question is why I built a free 3-minute quiz called Why Am I Still Losing Money Trading? It's based on the costly mistakes that I made, and it doesn't just show you your biggest weakness. It gives you the clarity to understand why it keeps happening. Click the link in the description or on my profile page to discover if the real reason for your losses is the one that you least suspect. Okay, so you have your checklist. But the moment you enter a trade, a new battle begins. There is one decision that you have to make before you click the buy or sell button, and it's what separates traders who survive from those who get wiped out. What do you think is the most dangerous emotion in trading? It's not greed. It's not fear. It's hope. Hope is what makes you widen your stop loss turning a small planned loss into a catastrophic one. But there is a simple rule that kills this destructive hope before it can even start. A good ship captain plans for the worst before leaving the harbor. They know exactly where the life rafts are. They don't wait until the ship is sinking to start looking for the manual. Your stop loss is your financial life raft, and you have to decide exactly where it is and commit to it before you launch the trade. The future version of you, under the pressure of a live trade, cannot be trusted. Their internal voice, high on hope, sounds like this.
Right. It's going against me. I'll just give it a little more room. It has to turn around soon.
But a trader with a predefined plan sounds very different. Their mind is already made up. This is what they say. The trade is approaching my preset stop loss. If it hits, my idea was wrong. The loss is acceptable. That's why we have rule number 2, the pre-surrender rule. You define your point of surrender before the first shot is fired. This transforms risk from something scary into a simple, calculated business expense. Here's the 3-step process to make it automatic. First, define the invalidation point. Before you enter, look at the chart and ask, what exact price is my trade idea proven undeniably wrong? This is not just a random number of pips. It's a specific technical level, like just below a swing low or above a key resistance area or based on the average 2 range indicator. Second, calculate your 1% risk. Use a position size calculator. Put in your stop loss price and then adjust your trade size until the potential loss equals exactly 1% of your account capital. That dollar amount is your maximum pain. Simple. And third, set it and forget it. You must place your hard stop loss order at the same time you place your entry order. It's not something you add later. Once it is set, it is never ever moved further away. Trust me, the temptation will be there, and I still feel it. But this rule is what protects you from your future emotional self. This process makes it impossible for one bad trade to kill you. You have already accepted your maximum loss. There is no room for hope, no room for fear, just a calculated business cost. So you've planned your trade and you've defined your risk. But the biggest danger is not the market, it's your environment. Most traders think they just need more willpower. They are wrong. What they really need is a better designed cage. Your willpower is a myth. It's an unreliable resource that vanishes right when you need it the most, when you are tired, stressed, or emotional. Top performers in trading know this. They don't try to be more disciplined. They build an environment, a cage, that makes the bad habits hard and the good habits automatic. For 8 months, I tried to get an edge by trading at midnight, right after my exhausting day job in banking. My exhaustion was a disaster. The result, I lost 17% of my account. A brutal, self-inflicted wound. That's when I learned your environment dictates your discipline. Trading tired makes poor discipline automatic. This is the fight that so many busy traders face. Their internal thinking goes something like this.
I'll just check the charts on my phone during this meeting. No one will notice. Oh, a setup. I need to get in quick.
You wouldn't try to diet with a jar of biscuits on your desk. That's exhausting. You put the biscuit jar on the high shelf in your kitchen. You make the bad choice inconvenient. Now, picture a trader who has designed their environment for success. Their thoughts are structured like this. It's 5:45 a.m., my designated trading time. My phone is in the other room. Let's execute the plan. And this brings us to rule number 3, the disciplined cage framework. This is about stopping the fight against yourself and starting to redesign your trading space to eliminate bad choices. Here's the 3-step process to build your trading cage. First, identify your weakness. What is your single biggest source of trading temptation? Is it the trading app on your phone? Is it having charts open all day at work? Be brutally honest. Second, create friction. Make your hard habit harder to do. If the temptation is your phone, delete the trading apps. Right now, the goal is not to make it impossible, just inconvenient enough to kill that impulse. And third, define your sacred time block. Choose one specific 30-minute window each day that is for trading. For me, it was 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. Outside of that block, all trading platforms are closed. If I miss the window, I miss the trade. No exceptions. This protects my discipline by protecting my time and my focus. So your system is planned, your risk is defined, your environment is clean. But then you close a trade. What happens next is what separates winning traders from everyone else. Because your brain after a win or loss is compromised and you need an automatic circuit breaker. Now, think about the last time you took a bad loss. What did you want to do immediately? You wanted to jump back in and make the money back, right? That's revenge trading. Now, think about a great win that you had. You felt like a genius. That feeling as well is just as dangerous. It leads to gambling. Both impulses have destroyed more accounts than any bad strategy. But a simple rule stops them cold. Your brain on trading is like a drug. A win gives you a hit of dopamine, making you feel invincible. A loss shoots you with cortisol, making you desperate and angry. In either state, your decision-making is broken. And we see this all the time. After a loss, the trader thinks,
That was a stupid loss. The market is wrong. I'm getting in back right now to win it all back.
Look at this simulated example. Here's a trade that followed a perfect system, but still resulted in a small 1-hour loss, a totally acceptable business expense. But the trader, feeling that sting immediately, jumps back in. No valid setup, just pure emotion. And the result? A much larger, totally unnecessary 3-hour loss. That second trade, the revenge trade, that is what destroys an account. The only cure is a mandatory detox. A professional trader who has just closed a position sounds different because they have a process. It goes like this. Trade closed, it's logged in my journal. Now I'm shutting down the platform until tomorrow's session. This is why we have rule number 4, the 24-hour quarantine rule. This is an automatic circuit breaker that cuts the emotional link between trades. It's a simple 3-step process. Number 1, close your trade. As soon as a trade hits its stop loss or take profit, your job is done for the moment. Second, log it immediately. Open your trading journal, record the trade details, and your thoughts on your execution. This closes the mental loop on that trade. And third, enter quarantine. You are not allowed to open your trading platform or look for new entry setups or place another trade for a minimum of 24 hours. Period. This forces a cool down. It lets the dopamine and the cortisol flush out so that you can approach the next session with a clear, objective mind. It's the only way to ensure that the outcome of your last trade doesn't destroy your next one. We've now built a system, a checklist, a risk rule, a trading cage, and a quarantine rule. But there's one final mindset shift that ties it all together. It all starts with one simple question. What if your only job as a trader was not to make money? What if a losing trade could be a perfect success and a winning trade could be a dangerous failure? This one mental shift is the final key to unlocking discipline. It means you have to stop trying to make money because the obsession with the outcome is the very thing destroying your results. Think of a professional golfer. They don't judge their success on whether one shot goes into the hole. They judge their success on whether they executed their swing, their process flawlessly. They know if they execute their swing perfectly over and over, the results will take care of themselves. Your trading plan is your swing. A gambling trader who gets lucky sounds something like this.
I know I broke my rules, but I made money. I guess I just have a good gut feeling for the market.
And I learned this the hard way in 2021. I developed a new strategy for trading the Dow Jones Index. I got excited, jumped into a live trade, and lost 2%. It was annoying. But the real pain came later. When I rechecked my backtesting data, I realized that I had made a mistake. The strategy was never profitable to begin with in that market. The 2% loss was not the failure. The failure was my broken process. A trader that is focused on the process usually thinks differently after a loss. Something like this. The trade was a loss, but I followed every single rule on my checklist. That was a successful execution. And this leads to the final and most important rule of all, the execution-only mandate. Your only job is to become a professional who executes a proven trading plan flawlessly. Here's a 3-step plan to put this into practice. First, create an execution score. In your trading journal, add one simple column. Did I follow my plan perfectly? Yes or no? That's it. It's a pass or fail grade for your discipline. Second, score yourself, not the outcome. After a trade closes, before you even look at the profit or loss, you must give yourself an execution score. Was it a yes or a no? And this forces you to detach from the money. And third, review your score, not your balance. At the end of the week, your success is measured by your percentage of yes scores. If you scored 100%, yes, you had a perfect week, even if you lost money. When you focus only on what you can control, your execution, the profits over time will take care of themselves. You finally bypassed the need for willpower because you built a system where discipline is automatic. So now you have the 5 rules to build a system that makes discipline automatic. But honestly, everything we've just covered could still fail you. And it's because of a single hidden flaw that most traders build into their strategy without even realizing it. So check out this next video where I reveal the real reason trading strategies fail and show you how to properly test your rules so that you can trade with real unshakable confidence. See you in that video.